In this video, I'm going to explain to you why you're not making any gains despite trying to lose weight and pack on muscle. I remember a few months ago when I was trying to lose weight, I was about 175. I was doing my home workouts. My diet was yo-yoing. Despite me trying, I was only putting in half of the effort, only to gain weight on the weekends and then have to re-lose it on Monday. I always felt bloated. I felt gassy, low energy. My stomach hung out past my chest. I felt 3 months pregnant. This affected my confidence and my drive. It prevented me from being able to approach other people, to make friends and women as well. I looked weak and soft. I felt like I couldn't respect myself. I also noticed other people, they would speak over me. And if I can't love myself and respect myself, other people cannot either. When I got shredded in the gym using my step-by-step process system, it was super easy to talk to other people in the gym, to make friend groups, to approach women. This also gave me more mental clarity and it made me happier as a person. I couldn't wait to wake up and go to the gym and get on my program because I knew every single thing that I was doing was bringing me one step closer to living a life of success and victory. I had to feel worthy of getting help from other people. I also developed self-respect and self-love because it comes from within. It doesn't come from an external. Whether it's your friends, your family, a woman, your ex, maybe you guys just got out of a relationship and you have a lot of pain, of heartbreak. Because I remember a time when I wanted to drive my car into the back of a semi-truck. I wanted to delete. I was so depressed. I've overcome those kinds of feelings and I hope that you guys can overcome them as well. These are the main reasons why I look like a Pillsbury Doughboy. I look like trash. My sleep, it was pretty bad. I was only getting 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Maybe you guys are doom scrolling on your phones at nighttime. If you need to get a prescription or melatonin or something like that, I recommend that you do it. Make sure you set a schedule for yourself to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I know we're all busy. Try and be consistent to build these habits. I remember when my sleep was off, I had bags underneath my eyes. I had blackheads, pimples. I had low energy. It affected my cognitive abilities. I was moody, pessimistic. My metabolism was lower as well because I have a Whoop band to track my sleep. And I noticed when my sleep was poor, the calories that I burned was a lot lower and I was hungrier throughout the day. Getting better sleep, it allows you to have a better workout and also better recovery. Another major reason why you guys aren't losing weight is because you're overeating. I know for me, I could eat a whole Costco pizza in 20 minutes flat. And that's more than a day's worth of calories in one sitting. That's why there's no such thing as a cheat day. Make sure you limit it to one meal. If you know you're going out to dinner, make sure you reduce your intake before that dinner so that you can eat your Korean food or your sushi guilt-free. You can also make better food decisions when you're at the restaurant. Maybe you could get a poke bowl with salad. I eat rice, I eat bread, and I'm still able to look shredded. You can too. I remember when I wasn't tracking my macros, I wasn't losing weight. I didn't have cuts in my body. My arms looked pretty soft and pudgy. I was super frustrated with myself. I was angry at myself. I hated myself. Because I knew I wasn't disciplined. I was not on point. I was only giving half effort and I wasn't even seeing half of the results. There are certain exceptions where people can not track and they can look good. Is that you? Be aware of the sauces, the oils, the processed garbage that you're eating, the empty calories, donuts, sodas, those kinds of things. Because it adds up real quick. You're not tracking properly. Maybe you're not tracking the correct food. Or maybe you're not tracking the food that is cooked, because if it's raw versus if it's cooked, the weight changes. Also, if it's frozen, it might have frozen water on it. So if you have frozen vegetables, fruits, let them thaw out first and then weigh them. Make sure you're tracking everything in the MyFitnessPal or the Lose It app the day before, so that you know what you're gonna eat. Prepare your foods, because I know if I'm hungry and I have to cook, I'm gonna snack, and it's just gonna add more complexity to it. Make these processes frictionless and execute on them properly. You can check your basal metabolic rate. Google search it. It's based on your age, your height, and it'll give you the amount of calories that you can eat depending on your activity level. If you want to try and drop that weight, make sure you're in a 500 calorie deficit for 7 days. That equals 1 pound. If I'm in a deficit for 6 days a week, that's negative 3,000 calories. And then on Sunday, I go crazy and I just eat a lot. I could diminish what I did from those 6 days on the last day of the week. I want you guys to be consistent and you will see gains. Also, I'm in the gym and I see a lot of people on their phones. They're hanging out on their phones more than they're working out. I'm not saying that you guys can't rest. Keep it to 1 minute to 90 seconds, at most 2 minutes. If you're doing something crazy or heavy, make sure you delete the stupid applications off of your phone that don't provide value. If you need to delete people from your contacts that provide no value, whether they're family and friends, you could do that as well. I see people resting on the machines like it's a lounge. You're there to work. Get in your exercises, your sets, your reps. Make sure you're progressively overloading. And it shows a lack of courtesy if you're just hanging out on a machine and you're not working or you're just chit-chatting. I want you guys to treat it like it's a job. When you guys walk through those doors, it's game time. You're the professional athlete. You're the star. You don't need to wear another man's name on your back. You should wear your own name on your heart and put in that work so that you could look the best that you can, so that you could feel the best that you can. See yourself as God sees you. God sees you as a treasure. You could appreciate the beautiful sky, the sun, the mountains, the beach. That's how you gotta see yourself. Imagine if you were on a reality TV show and the camera guy was following you around. Would you want to be seen just chilling on a machine, or would you want to be seen working, putting in that work, getting those gains? You're not working out to capacity. Maybe you're doing weights that are too light. If you're a new gym goer, I want you guys to figure out the heaviest weight that you could do, increment slowly, buy plates, buy 5 pounds, 2.5 pound plates, 10 pound plates. A working set is around 8 reps to 10 to 12. Once you could do 4 sets of that weight, you could graduate to the next weight. Take your ego, throw it out the door. Because I want you guys to be safe, to be healthy. Because I remember a time when I was ego lifting, I was doing squats, deadlifts. I slipped a disc. I was out for a year. I could barely walk because I had sciatica. I want you guys to be on point and to be healthy, to be in the gym making those gains. So again, rest to 1 minute to 2 minutes max. Anything more than that, you're just hanging out. I will be in the gym and I'd probably be putting in 2 to 3 times more work than the person next to me, honestly. If you need caffeine pills, coffee, a pre-workout, you could use those as well. They will curb the hunger. I want you to develop a mindset that you're a beast, that you're an apex predator. When you go to the gym, that's your jungle. You're a tiger, you're a lion, you're a bear, or maybe you're a Tasmanian devil. Because I remember when I was doing those home workouts, they were half-ass workouts. They weren't real. I wasn't able to push as hard because I only got 50-pound dumbbells. and they can be heavy for certain workouts. For squats, you need more weight. When I was out of shape, I felt ugly and depressed because I didn't look like a superhero. I didn't look like Superman. This bleeded into other areas of my life as well because I lacked confidence. I also thought of how I would delete. God wants you to have the best life, to honor God. It doesn't matter if you're religious or not. How am I using the stories to empower myself, to empower you? You are a child of God, and He wants you to have the best life possible, the most relationships, to be healthy, to be attractive, to radiate confidence, to be able to smile and talk to people. The gym solves a lot of problems. It's a cheat hack. Because I know when I'm shredded, when I'm in shape, it's a halo effect that I'm showing myself, I love myself, I respect myself, and I project it out, and I allow other people to love me and respect me as well. Because I know when I was out of shape, I was just hiding. Because my skin looked like trash, I had bags underneath my eyes, I was stressed out, I was ashamed. I want you guys to level up and be proud of yourself, to have pride, to be able to walk around with your shirt off, to be confident, to be able to speak to women, to be able to make friends. Make sure you guys go to the gym in the morning when it opens, because the regulars are going to be there. If you need help, you can ask them for help, and most of them would help you. You can ask them, how'd you get the shoulders? How'd you get the nice arms, the abs? They'll tell you. People like talking about themselves. Another reason why is because you guys are talking too much. I'm not saying don't socialize in the gym, because I do like saying hi to the friends that I met in the gym because they motivate me. To see them there, they're always there, and they're in good shape. I'm cheering for them and they're cheering for me. Try to keep your conversations 2 to 3 minutes, 5 minutes max, because you're there to work. You're not there just to hang out. I want you guys to learn and share and network with these people. If you need to talk to them, maybe you're walking, maybe you're doing your movements, your dips. I was talking to one guy in the gym, Lewis, and I was doing my dips while I was talking to him. I asked him, did you read that Can't Hurt Me book by David Goggins? And he said, thank you for sharing the book, because it has challenges in there. It has things for me to do, to reflect on the past, my childhood, my adulthood, my programming. Certain books, certain videos, you might have to watch this video 10 times and to take notes on it. Treat it like it's school, because these kinds of things, they can actually help you. Self-development books, self-development content. Sometimes I see people in a gym where they're doing circuits. One person's resting and the next person's resting on the machine. If I was working out with myself, it would be a circuit and there would be 2 stations. And both of us would be working out at the same time. And then we would swap. We would get a rest, do the workouts, and then get back on. I also notice people that don't re-rack the weights, they're normally not shredded because it shows a lack of discipline and respect. Maybe you're doing too much cardio, because when I focused only on cardio, I wasn't building the muscles. I needed to build muscles through weight training, resistance training with slow steady state cardio. Stairs and walking, it doesn't take a lot out of me. Plus, the more muscle you have, the higher the metabolism. You'd be able to eat more food, and you'd be stronger as well. You'd look more aesthetically pleasing to women. I see certain people on cardio machines where they're holding themselves up, or they're like sleeping on the machine. They're not arm workouts. They're there for your legs. Or certain people where they're hanging on and they're trying to run. It's like, slow down. Whoa, what's the rush? When I was a kid, my dad said that I was the turtle and my brother was the rabbit. And when they raced, the rabbit went to sleep, while the turtle, it was slowly walking the whole time and it won. Slow and steady wins the race. Unless you're doing martial arts or you're playing basketball or soccer, I highly recommend slow steady state cardio. You could go for a run. Just know that it's gonna take more work. It would take more recovery time. It could possibly start burning your muscle. You might start to look skinny fat. When I'm in the gym, I can tell if somebody's serious with their fitness based on the face. Cause before, when I was overweight, my face, it looked like a blowfish. Versus now, my jaw is pretty shredded, it's chiseled, and it's more defined, it's more attractive. And this comes from tracking macros, eating real whole foods. I remember when my face was fat, I felt pretty disgusted because I wasn't happy with how my face looked. I'm pretty sure other people could tell as well. Another reason why you're not making gains is because you're associating with low quality people. Maybe your lady is low quality, or your friends are low quality, or maybe your family is low quality. The people who you live with and associate with. That's why when you get on the self-development journey, you might have to cut out or reduce the amount of time that you spend with these people. You might have to say no to going out late night, to drinking, to eating garbage food, to smoking, or what other bad habits that you're doing. Create new friend groups of higher quality people. Another reason why is because you lack hydration. The body needs time to absorb that water. Before you go to the gym, 60 ounces of water. Make sure you're focusing on water, black coffee, tea. If you need a protein shake, you could do that too. Sparkling water, those kinds of things. Because I know when I'm working out and I'm on the stairs, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm getting dehydrated. If I don't drink enough water midway or towards the end of the workout, it's pretty hard to push or to perform. Another reason why is because you're not recording yourself. You're not looking at yourself in the mirror while you're doing the movements. It's better if you could see the actual muscle while you're doing the movements, so you could connect your mind to the muscle and visualize it in your mind while you're doing it. To feel it, because feelings, they do matter. Align the mind and the heart and work as one in unity. Another reason why is because you're using bad form. I need you guys to slow down, lift with proper speed and form. Maybe you're using too much weight or you're doing it too fast. Have a tempo or a cadence versus you're using a heavy weight and you're ego lifting and you're swinging. For example, I was doing barbell curls. I noticed I was swinging. I put my back up against the wall and I was just using my arms. It was way harder. This can prevent injuries. When you're working out, make sure you're using the proper time. You could get the negatives, or if you're doing a pull-up, you pull up and then you're going down slowly so that you can have more tension on those muscles. Some people say they only train 3 to 4 days a week. Maybe they already built their body. If you're out of shape, you're soft, you don't like the way you look, 3 to 4 days ain't enough. Because I know for me, I go to the gym twice a day. I've been doing it for almost the past couple months because I'm not patient as a person. I want to see the most amount of gains to get strongest in the shortest amount of time. That's why even on the rest days, I'm still working. There's no such thing as rest to me. It is possible for you guys to do 5 days a week in the gym and to be on your diet plan. To lose weight, to put on muscle, make sure your sleep is good, your stress is good. It depends on what your strategy is, because you can see these fitness influencers where they're saying you can go to Chipotle and only work out 3 days a week. It's possible, there's exceptions. Are you exceptional? Only you could tell yourself that. And I hope that you're not lying to yourself. Maybe you're not stretching, maybe you're not warming up, and that's why you're unable to perform at capacity. Because I know for me, when I'm doing my squats, I have to use a lower weight, like 145 on each side, because I know my knee, especially my left knee, it's tight. That means I have to stretch it out beforehand. I have to do lower weight and then build up to a heavier weight to prevent injury and to be able to push out those heavier weights. If you're starting your journey miles away from the start line and you think you could train 3 days a week, you're kidding yourself. That's why you're not making gains. That's why you don't look like me. Cause I know when I was only training 3 days a week, I looked like trash. I wasn't serious about it. I was super frustrated. Also, if you're older, your metabolism is probably lower. If you ain't got those muscles, for sure your metabolism is going to be slower. That's why you need to focus on building the muscle while losing weight to increase your metabolism. It is possible to see newbie gains within the first couple months on the step-by-step system. If you're interested in transforming your dream body, link in the description below. Comment what your struggles are and how you feel about them, what possible solutions you can utilize. I'm helping you grow, and I hope that you can help other people grow as well by being an example. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll check you guys in the next video. Peace.